exist. Yeah. Such governments cannot credibly make that argument about protecting human lives and the rest of it. You know, we know that they will always come with their own logic, unquote, that is always contradicting. And they may say, oh, we are protecting our democracy by, adopting this method from Turkey. They have been in this system for a very long time. Of course, what is this democracy that they are going to copy? Is the template to subdue Biafrans. But they have to know one thing, that democracy is not just an outcome. It's not just a unity or stability. It is a process that is, defined by protected freedoms, a process that is defined by rule of law. You see? So when a government now chooses to learn something that is opposite, or to practice what its own country that is aligned with is practicing, especially killing its own citizen, caging women up, denying them their right to freedom and all that, is choosing a tool of authoritarian control, not the tool of democratic resilience. That is what Nigeria is doing. And outrightly, we cannot be a part of such a country. We cannot. You know, my people, I want us to understand something, that when we are talking about Turkey like this, we are not talking about Turkey of old, Mbano, Turkey that attacker built, that was a secular nation. No. We are talking about the Turkey in 2026. That Erdogan, that is the way me I pronounce him, he's still the president. This man, if you even listen to what experts are calling, they are now calling him a neo-Ottoman path, because he's trying now to position itself as the leader of the Sunni Muslim world. That is what this man is doing. And do you know that in this January 2026, he has even entered advanced talk to join a defense pact between the Saudi and Pakistan? And people are now calling it a Islamic NATO, because Turkey is also maintaining its ties with Hamas as well. Turkey also supports Muslim Brotherhood. Turkey uses this religious directorate to spread Islam influence everywhere in the world. You see, because he's also a member of NATO. Is it NATO, you guys? I used to call it NATO. Do you understand? So this is the kind of country that Nigeria has gone to align himself with, or itself with, going to copy everything and replicate it in Nigeria, and they are not hiding it. We saw the symbolic falling, showing that what they have gone to do, their own citizens reject it. But we don't really have problem with Nigeria, because the path that they are following, they'll fall into that pit with them. Our focus is Biafra. Every day we come to the space, we create awareness. What are Biafrans doing? They have handed over that template to Soludo, which we saw a few days ago. I don't even know anybody in Biafra land today should tell us if he has opened the market when it is time to speak, please. So they are beginning to implement that template gradually. So are we going to fold our hands and wait for it to reach our doorsteps? That is the question each of us have to answer. So Nigeria didn't just sign a trade deal, no. Because let's look at what actually happened. Nigeria has bought Turkish drones. So many. Even I think I also came across them. I saw in the news that they've also purchased 6 Turkish attack helicopters. Where are they going to use it? The other day we saw the army spokesman came up and said, oh, gentle the Yahoo, he has resurfaced. It is AI. We will send our what is it, security personnel to find out if it is AI or if they are really alive. As I said that day, they are not coming to social media to find out if it was AI or not. They are going to engage our security unit. So what are we going to do? Are we going to fold our hands and allow them to do that? Where did they learn it from? Because Turkey is coming to train Nigerian terrorists. They will also go to Turkey and get the training. Musa was the one that signed the agreement. That was agreement number 1, signed by Musa. The same Musa that came up and said that there will be no ransom payment to bandits. There have been lots of ransom payment to bandits, and Musa is not doing anything about it. To show you that all these are social media statements. No action to follow it up. No action to end it. Instead, they are expanding on their Islamic agenda. It is also in Biafra land as we speak. So now, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. Okay, our host is back. You have the mic, sir.
Yes, thank you, my tutor. Thank you so much. You are one of those I'm learning from. So thank you so much. You see, you asked a question, should we fold our hands? We can't fold our hands. And that's why we call on our people to massively fund the government. You see, because going to all these things you mentioned, the drones and those surveillance, they were purchased with money. And unfortunately, this money comes from Biafra land. So our people should recognize the danger that is facing them or facing us, and take a resolute decision to massively fund the only government that has stood in their defense, which is the Biafran Republic government in Ezra, under the leadership of His Excellency Ogechukwu Kere. And you see, the same tactics is what Z00 is trying to, because they are injecting it, as it were, into the governor, illegitimate governor that are parading themselves in Biafran territory. That's exactly what he was trying to. This attitude of repression, this attitude of not seeking for dialogue, this attitude of not trying to remedy situation or looking into the root cause and why people do what they do. So we are not going to fold our hands. Thank you so much. So like I was saying, and I asked us to take note of this so that we can know exactly where we are coming from, or where Nigeria is coming from, or where it's going. And the one thing they must know, Nigeria must know, is that the satellite of US, when I mean satellite, I mean their eyes are on this alliance they have just undertaken. You see, because one thing about United States, the people you align yourself with gives them a signal of what your intention is. You see, so and I said we should take note of the fact that it is this Sheikh Gumi, who is a notorious jihadist. He has never hidden it. He calls them many things. He called them their forest guards. He called them their young soldiers, their soldiers who are. He called those who fight them fight Allah. So he has been openly defending the Boko Haram, defending the terrorists. And to them, like you said, they are not terrorists. So this is the same man that first of all traveled to Turkey and then came back and ordered Tinubu to go to Turkey and to Pakistan. So by taking those decisions, going to this country that are known to sponsor terrorists, it's like also telling him to go to Iran. And what is usually is trying to do in Iran is because sometimes if you need peace, you have to weaken those who are the troublemakers. If you don't weaken the troublemakers, you will never have peace. If you don't subdue a troublemaker, you will never have peace. So what US is trying to do is making sure that at least these people that are known, are openly known to be troublemakers, who will shout and say, death to Israel, death to US. I mean, it's uncalled for. So what US is trying to do is to make sure that these troublemakers, non-troublemakers, are dealt with. And once you deal with them, at least there will be relative peace. And this is exactly the kind of countries and nations Nigeria is aligning with. And all this is aimed at what? At dealing with the agitators of self-determination, which is we Biafrans. But will they succeed? No. Because the alliance have shown who they are. Like you said, show me your friend, and I will show you who you are. So it has also exposed their intention, their objective, and their aims. So this man traveled to Turkey and came and instructed, and he also instructed him not to seek military assistance from the United States, but from the Turkey Empire. So when that kind of statement is made and you align with it, what do you think United States will be doing? They are taking record. They are taking record. And the intelligence agencies are all over and making sure that all your move is being tracked. So this is why we say it has weakened their position and their case. Tinubu as a zombie immediately obeyed it, Sheikh Kumi, and quickly traveled to Turkey and subsequently signed those military pacts. And then they colored it with other things, economic, trade, and whatever. And like you said, our very, very unfortunate, this woman, former Ojukwu, because to me it's a former Ojukwu, because if Ojukwu were alive, I think he would have divorced that woman. So the same thing, even though he's not alive, in the spirit he has divorced the woman, because this is what Ojukwu gave his life for. Defense of Biafrans. This is what he fought for. This is what he gave his life for. Even before, when he was supposed to be a father, was saying, go and learn law. And they saw ahead of time that in future, military will play a role and things will go wrong. He saw these things ahead of time and ignored his father and disobeyed his father and started to study history. So this is what he has given his life for. And today, his former wife has aligned herself with the killers and traitors of Biafra. So it's very, very unfortunate, like for you to have mentioned. I appreciate that. You see. So if Nigeria truly believes Biafra's quest for self-determination had no legal or moral basis, if they believe that what we are agitating for is not backed by international law, has no moral basis, it would not have sought from foreign surveillance technology from Turkey, who is guilty of use of force against courts, and also counter-insurgent training, external military partnership. This military part is not to fight Boko Haram. Let us not be deceived. Because this same Turkey, it has been a sponsor of Boko Haram. So they cannot give them weapons to fight Boko Haram. It is not. If it was coming from US, it would have been to fight Boko Haram. And that is why they didn't go to US. Because US will also monitor what their weapons is being used for. So they have to go to a country that has already been sponsoring Boko Haram. So that when they will now use the weapon against us, because they couldn't have used it against Boko Haram. So this military part is not to fight Boko Haram at all, or Fulani jihadis, terrorists. No. Because Turkey is internationally known for sponsoring terrorists, including Syria, and is sponsoring Boko Haram. So what they have gone to do is all about conspiracy about us. But they have failed. Because like I said, they have gone to an inferior power. a country that's already known. If he has gone to a country that is not known for in their track record for sponsoring terrorism, then maybe their intention would have been hidden. But now it's very clear. So by seeking alliance with a country that has credibility issue in its dealing with self-determination, has further damaged Nigerians' credibility and legitimacy. So today, the more action, like 1 million said, he said each step they make, each action they take, they keep making mistakes. And this is a very major mistake they have made. A very, very major mistake. Because what has happened now is that there is now terrorist countries versus United States. That's what it is. So Nigeria have fully now aligned itself with anti-democratic countries, with anti-self-determination countries, with anti-human rights countries. So it is very clear Nigeria's intention. So it has damaged their credibility and legitimacy. If Nigeria is innocent in using brute force against Biafran agitators of self-determination, if it is innocent, all it needs to do is establish and prove its innocency or innocence by showing the law that is against Biafran quest for self-determination. When you are innocent of, if you think Biafran agitators are doing the wrong thing, something that is against international law or against their own constitution, all you need to do is to show us the law. Show the international community that what these people are doing is against the law. That is all Nigeria would have done if Nigeria is innocent in dealing with us. Because what we are asking for is self-determination. If they are innocent, if what we are doing is wrong, it's not backed by any law, it's not backed by Nigerian law, and it's not backed by international law, all they would have done is to show the law that we are violating. And this occurred now. Show the law has come up in this discussion. So Nigeria should show the world the law that says self-determination amounts to terrorism. We are calling on Nigeria today. Show the world the law that says demand for self-determination amounts to terrorism. Show us the law, Nigeria. Show us the law that says that what we are doing for asking for self-determination is against international law or against your own law. Show us the law. Show the international community the law. Show us the law. And Nigeria convicted the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, NNAMDI, KANU, and sentenced him to life imprisonment without no law backing the judgment. And he kept telling Omotosho, show me the law. Show me the law. And today we are asking Nigeria, show Biafrans the law they are violating, asking for self-determination. Show us where it is written in your own law that self-determination is unlawful. Show the international community, written in international law, that what we are doing is unlawful. Show us the law. And when Onyendu was telling Motosho, show me the law, all that fell on deaf ears. Nigeria is a disgraced country. Courtesy of the president of the free world, the president of the United States of America, the great Donald J. Trump. It's a disgraced country. I will stop here. Then, if anybody has anything to say before I go into the next topic, please let the person, my co-host, please look out and find out if there's anybody who has a comment to make and contributions or even questions. After that, we proceed to Nigerian choice of Turkey raises red flags. Nigerian choice of Turkey raises red flags.
Okay, my host, thank you so much. I can see King David is here, his hand is up. So we give him the mic. King David, you have the mic. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and I hope you can hear me as well.
Yeah, welcome. You have the mic.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you so much, my sister, the tutorial mistress. We appreciate you. The veteran dragon, we appreciate you, sir. Thank you for keeping the spirit. Thank you for bringing us together once again. Thank you for what each and every one of you are doing to make sure that the issue of Biafra is discussed more than ever. Please, 1 minute.
Okay. I think he's a little bit distracted, and he will come back very soon and continue with his submission. Yeah, we've heard the host giving analysis of
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, sorry for that distraction. You know, we are multitasking as well. So I want to appreciate everyone who is really following the trend of what is happening, who is coming online to make sure that the education, the awareness creation, we continue to do what we need to do for Biafran restoration, as well as the freedom of our leaders who are held in captive, who are held captive in the dungeons of various countries, who are agents of the caliphate. First of all, let me stand on the already established protocol to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to Biafrans, depending on your location, depending on your time. And please, I want to appeal to every one of us on this space. If you have not shared this space, I don't know the reason why you want to listen without making it available to others as well to listen. And I want to point someone out here. It is very unfortunate that since 2026, you have not been sharing anything coming from Biafran Republic government in exile, even when in 2025, you have been part of this struggle. And in every of the spaces, I usually see you on the spaces, just like you are here. And I try to go through people's, platforms and see those who are doing the needful, those who are following, those who are sharing, those who are so committed for our freedom. But it's quite unfortunate that you are here, you are listening, you are not sharing, you are not letting the message to go wide. And I ask you why. And you claim to be a Biafran. You claim to love NNAMDI KANU. You claim to love Simon Ekpanjoko. You claim to support BRGIE. You claim to be, a supporter of Biafran media. Yet, when we come on space like this, you only listen and you don't share. It is quite unfortunate, and it is not healthy, and it is not helping. So my brother or my sister, you know yourself, and I'm calling you out. Try as much as possible to be sharing these spaces. The last time I checked, you shared on 2025, and we are 2026. We have series of spaces, yet it is not within your reach to share. It's within your reach, but you decided not to share. It is quite unfortunate. So I encourage everybody to share this space. Very, very important. Now, and I love the topic, Nigerian-Turkey alliance weakens its case. Does Nigeria have any case against Biafra? Biafra stands with the United States of America. But I want to start with this. Nigeria and Turkey they have a lot of things in common. Nigeria was supposed to be a secular state. In fact, in the books, in black and white, when you ask Nigerians, those who say they are Nigerians, when you ask them, oh, Nigeria is a secular state, Nigeria is a secular state. But I want to remind you that as at 1986, Nigeria became a member of the Organization of Islamic Cooperations since 40 years ago. But yet, when they ask Nigerians, oh, you are not a Muslim state, no, they say they are, you are not Muslim, you are not Christian, you are a secular state. But do you know what Turkey is all about? Turkey is an Islamic state. Turkey is a member of the OIC. So Turkey are predominantly Muslims. And so Nigeria aligning with Turkey, it just goes to show you that just like our leader NNAMDI KANU told us about the plans of the Nigerian government, the caliphate, to Islamize Nigeria, which has been on a top gear. So if Nigeria and Turkey are having alliances, do you think that alliance will be based on the Islamic and the secular state alliance? No. It is predominantly going to be based on Islamic Nations Alliance. And that is why you should raise an eyebrow. If you are a Nigerian and you are seeing Turkey and Nigeria coming together, either in a cooperation, whether you call it military, agriculture, economic, and all the rest of it, you should raise an eyebrow that it is not going to be for the benefit of the Christian populations or for the secular state status that Nigeria was supposed to be. Rather, it is based on the fact that it is going to be on a Muslim affiliation, on a Muslim cooperation. In other words, that alliance will be for the benefit of the Islamic nations or Islamic world. So, for the singular reason that Nigeria is aligning with Turkey, either in military or whatever, guys, they are agreeing on principles or on writing, it is for the benefit of the Islamic world and those who are predominantly Christian, Muslims. So it is for the benefit of the North and not for you, because Nigeria to Turkey is an Islamic state. That is what it is. You can stay in Nigeria and be speaking your grammar. Oh, it is not possible. Nigeria cannot be Islamic. Oh, Nigeria cannot be Islamic that you like. I want you to understand that the Islamic world view Nigeria as an Islamic state, because for the singular reason that you Nigerians allow Nigeria, the presidency, to have his Muslim ticket, even when before that Muslim ticket, oh, you people Nigerians, we are saying it can never happen. How can we have a secular state and we are having Muslim president, Muslim vice president? It can never happen. Between your koro eyes, it happened and you did not do anything. So if Nigeria goes to Turkey and is having an alliance and Islamic nations, you can only write, you can only speak, you can only shout. Nothing is going to come out of your shouting, because Nigeria to Turkey is an Islamic country. And that is how it stays. Okay? So another thing we should understand is that Nigeria and Turkey, they have affiliation in terms of terrorism when it comes to, ethnic cleansing. When it comes to, how am I going to put it? Yes, ethnic, when it comes to overrunning communities, when it comes to Islamization agenda. Mind you, Turkey before now was a Christian state or a Christian nation. But systematically, Turkey, just like what is happening in the north, Turkey started overpowering communities, Islamizing communities, overrunning communities, using terrorists, just like the Nigerian government are using Boko Haram, ISWAP, ISIS, Fulani herdsmen, Mayeti Allah, all these terrorists that you have in Nigeria. The reason why they are there is for the Nigerian government to use them to Islamize the totality of the Nigerian state. This was actually what Turkey did in order to overrun a one-time Christian nation to become an Islamic nation. So Nigeria aligning or having an alliance with Turkey, they are going to be taking the templates. Turkey is going to give them the template or teaching them the template on how they overrun the Kurdish, or how they overrun the indigenous communities that make up Turkey in order to convert them to the Islamic Turkey that you know today. So aligning with Turkey today is for the benefit of the terrorist Nigerian state, so that their template for the overrunning of Turkey is hereby passed to the Nigeria Islamic world. And that is why you see them having alliance on the defense. I think they signed alliance on defense. Who are they going to defend? They are coming to defend the Fulanis. It is a well-known fact that Turkey is aiming the Boko Haram. Why America is fighting against insurgencies, against ISIS, trying to make sure that all these people do not have stronghold. Turkey is like Iran. Turkey are the founders. Turkey are the supporters of terrorism. So that is what they are trying to implement in Nigeria. And mind you, just like the host said, and our co-host said about Gumi, it was Gumi's idea. It was Gumi's idea that Nigeria should look into the world of Turkey, because Turkey is an Islamic state. So, and that is why Turkey have come to their rescue. Remember, Iran is also there. Remember, Iran came to also Nigeria in the fray. Iran came there before this man was killed from the Iranian Air Force Command. He came to Nigeria and was seeking, he was hiding in Nigeria and came to the national tele and was making broadcasts and was threatening Israel. So why is Nigeria aligning with those who are supporters of terrorism, who are the killers of the indigenous people, if Nigeria is not an Islamic state? So, and I love it when it's happening like this. You know why? Because it always proves our leader, NNAMDI KANU, right. Yes. Because our leader, NNAMDI KANU, made us to understand. You know, when he went to Georgia in 2015, I was telling our people, these people are coming. They are coming to overrun us. They are coming to take over our land. They are sponsoring jihad. They are sponsoring groups in order to take over our land. Our people who are docile, imbecilic, and very weak never believed NNAMDI KANU. So all these things are happening for them to take back their mind and remember the prophecies of NNAMDI KANU, so that they can be able to assimilate the message that our leader was passing to them then. So I love it when all these things are happening. It is always vindicating the fact that our leader have always been right. So, and when they are making all these alliances, it is weakening their stand. There is no way you can now come to America and you want to present Biafra and somebody will come to represent Nigeria. It will not happen. I am telling you. You can see somebody like our PM walk boldly in Washington, D.C. He will sit down with members of the Congress to speak about Biafra and the division of Nigeria. You can never see somebody that will be so bold, so courageous and fearless to come out and stand to defend one Nigeria. Because even before you come out to speak, the American congressmen and women have already known what is happening on ground. Okay, they are going to even tell you before you can stand on the podium to speak about the Nigeria. So I love it when all these things are happening, so that it will continue to weaken the stand of the Nigerian government in any negotiation that the Biafran people are going to have with the American government. Very, very important. So it is left for the Biafran people to capitalize on the loopholes that the Nigerian government are creating before the international community to support their freedom, so that we will be free once and for all. How do we do that? Supporting your freedom at this critical time of our struggle. We have a government that America now recognizes. We have a prime minister that is speaking with the American congressmen and women. So what are you waiting for? It's only for you to come on board and support, so that we will continue to weaken more and more the cases of Nigerian government before the American Congress and before the men and women who are making policies for the world. Very, very important. So Nigeria-Turkey alliance weakens its case. Nigeria do not have any case to present, to can't even defend themselves where Biafra stands. That is the reason we must capitalize on what is happening now to educate the world more about the atrocities of the Nigerian state in our land. Turkey is a known terrorist financier. The same thing applies to Iran. And Nigerian government have been found wanting. They corroborate with the terrorists. They are compromised. Their security agencies from A to Z are compromised. They are part and parcel of the killer squad that are killing the people of Nigeria, both indigenous people in the southeast, in the south, in the south, all over Nigeria. Nigerian government hand are in the atrocity that is being committed. So American congressmen and women are aware. So let them continue to have alliance. In fact, they can go to Pakistan. They can go to the Taliban. One thing we know is that whatever thing they do is going to promote Biafra more and make our case against Nigeria stronger than ever before. Thank you so much, Veteran Dragon, for giving me this opportunity as I call on Biafrans in diaspora in the homeland to join hands with BRGIE, join hands with our Prime Minister to make sure that our leader, NNAMDI KANU's vindication comes earlier than later. Very, very important, so that we will be free out of this terrorist Nigerian state that have been killing us for a very long time. It is never again shall we weep because of this atrocity that the Nigerian government continues since time immemorial to commit in our land. This is the time to stand up and stand for Biafra. Stand up and stand with Brigi. Stand up and stand with our Prime Minister Ogechukwu NKERE, because he is the man of the moment. He is the man that is representing Biafra in Washington, D.C. Every other group are inconsequential. They are those who are making money for themselves and sending container in order to, make their ends meet. But BRGIE is the only government that speaks for the Biafran nation. And it needs your support at this critical time, so that all the lobbying effort done in Washington, D.C. will bring an everlasting result, which will fall to the recognition of the United States of Biafra. And every one of us will now go and rest and go and plan how our land is going to be. Because without Biafra, we are not going to have peace in this African region. It is only Biafra that will be the beginning of the liberation of Africa. So Biafrans, come on board, support your government, support your freedom. Thank you so much, Veteran Dragon. 1 million, greetings. Greetings to you, all Biafrans. I hit my mic.
Yeah, thank you so much, my professor. You see,
Okay, we will refresh.
You made one point. So
We
you made
will
several
refresh
points,
it.
but there's some striking ones. And it's very, very
Sorry.
lamentable that people will be seeing the trend of events. People will be seeing the red lines, the red flags, and they keep behaving as if nothing is happening. You mentioned that right from the day Nigeria became a member of the OIC, Nigeria had become an Islamic nation. But each time I was listening to one girl recently, was talking about Nigeria is a secular state. Nigeria is a secular state. That is where the thing pains me.
They are refreshing now.
The bishops are there, the pastors are there. They are seeing that everything is tilting towards that
Islamization.